Good morning! Finally, Avengers Day. I've been on a social media blackout for the past 4 days. It's been difficult, kind of refreshing actually, but no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, no YouTube. So yeah, I didn't want any spoilers going into this at all. I want to go in blank, no nothing, read no reviews, nothing at all. So I essentially am going in to see Avengers Endgame with no clue as to what's going to happen. And that's exactly how I want it to be. My wife actually told me that one of our friends had put a massive spoiler in one of his comments on Facebook. So at this point, I'd already decided not to go on there because I thought it could be fraught of peril. But I'm so glad. So I will track you down, my friend. I know who you are. So after I've seen the movie, we're having a word, because putting spoilers on the Facebook where everyone can see it just out there, not cool, my friend. That really sucks. So about to leap into a train and head on in. Gonna meet my buddy Simon there and we're gonna catch the film together. We seem to be seeing all the Marvel ones together lately, so totally cool. He's a good guy. So see you soon, Simon. And he has had a little spoiler, but he's not sure if it's a spoiler. But I'll let him fill you in when we catch up. Alright, let's go. Hey guys, so here we are and I've got a special guest star about to pop on in here. Hey, my Marvel buddy, this is Simon. As you know, if you watch my videos regularly, you know Simon kind of pops up in these Marvel things. So we're super pumped for Avengers. Man, what are you expecting, man? Anticipations.
Okay, full disclosure, I saw one spoiler and it was like it's not a plot point, I think it was just a cool thing that happened. Other than that, I have literally no idea. Some sort of time travel, I'm hoping.
Yeah, well, I have seen some behind the scenes photos from like last year, and there were scenes from what looked like Avengers 1, the Battle of New York.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to play. They might have to go. They've got to go see Thanos, right? He's got the stones, right? Thanos has got the stones, so they got to get wants to get that time stone. So yeah, I've been on a social media blackout, like I said, for like the past 4 days. So pretty good in the spoiler territory. I know nothing. Jon Snow, I'm going in pretty blind, which is really good.
That's a good one. Like, I feel good that I don't know anything about what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I kind of have guessed a few things, and I'm going to see, but like,
you have your theories.
I honestly have no idea, and that's why I'm so excited.
Some of our friends have actually seen it twice. It's been out for about 4 days at this point. So to have no spoilers this late in the game is pretty good. Although one of our friends who has saw it twice, Lenka, she went second time. And I just sat down to watch the movie, and I was her second viewing with some friends who hadn't seen it, and some asshole from the previous session came in and yelled out the ending to the crowd.
Like fully ran in up the front and was like, "Rah!"
Why would you do that? That's a complete asshole.
Honestly, I don't know what I would do, but it would be violent and aggressive.
Well, I'd chase them down and flatten them outside.
Yeah.
Not that I condone violence. I'd snap them.
But when it comes to Avengers Endgame...
Yeah, it's rude, man. This is this generation's Star Wars. I'm more hyped for this than I am for Star Wars right now.
I honestly couldn't give a shit about Game of Thrones or
that's
Star
not tonight.
Wars.
I'm pretty
anything
pumped.
like, I don't care. I don't really care, but
yeah.
This is my jam.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is the third episode of Game of Thrones is playing tonight, so I'm going to have a lot of battle fatigue, I think, after today. A lot of Stark battles, so some of these alarms going off. So at this point, we've got our tickets, we're just going to pop into the shops, grab some nibbles and head up to the theatre. And when we come out, we will do a bit of a spoiler thought.
Oh, can I be part of that?
Of course you can, man.
Yes.
I'm going to do a bit of a spoiler thought here. Like all the spoilers will come at the end of the video, guys. I'll tell you in plenty of time when the spoilers are going to hit, but there's going to be spoilers at the end of the video, so we can have I can put that at the end.
I'm so excited.
I can edit.
Yes.
Yes. So we're excited. We're going to go in and Endgame. Bye.
I like this one.
Hey guys, so just got back from seeing Marvel's Avengers Endgame, Avengers number 4, and man, it did not disappoint. So the way I'm going to do this review today is I'm going to talk about the movie in general, no spoilers, and then I will go full spoilers, but I'll let you know. So there's no need to panic, you'll get plenty of warning, and I'll actually finish up with Simon and I as we've come out of the movie. We did a little spot, the camera, directly after we saw the film, and we kind of unloaded a little bit, so that'll be full of spoilers and maybe a few expletives. Man, this was an epic film, 3 hours long, but I didn't feel like it. It was so engaging from beginning to end. The 3 hours went like that, pardon the pun, and Yeah, it was a really engaging story. Now, the theatre was full. Today is the last day for school holidays here, so all the kids took advantage and piled into the cinema. It was a full deck, like for 10 a.m. on a Monday morning. Yeah, it was a sellout crowd, and everyone there seemed to be having a lot of fun. Not too vocal. There wasn't a lot of cheering and clapping like we get in the States, but everyone seemed to be very engaged. Like everyone was just watching this movie, just silent and concentrating. Me and Simon were woohooing and looking at each other and high-fiving all through the film because there's so many wow moments in this film, man. It was incredible. It was so much fun. So it definitely is a part 2 to Infinity War. I can imagine when it's out on Blu-ray that you could just do like a massive 5-hour marathon, both back-to-back, and it'll tell a big cohesive story. One of the quotes I read about this film was that Infinity War was the brawn and Endgame is the brain. So that definitely is the case. One of the complaints that you could have against Infinity War, and this is not really a complaint because Infinity War was amazing, was that there wasn't a lot of character development with the heroes. It was more Thanos' story, and it was brilliantly done. It was amazing, but we didn't spend a lot of time with the heroes in that one. This one is all about the Avengers. Thanos has done the snap, half the population has vanished, and it's our core group, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, coming together and trying to move on with life after all their friends and family have died. The first half of this film is really a character piece. It's how the heroes have moved on from this tragic loss and how they're dealing with life in general. Tony Stark, he's moved on. Captain America, he's dealing. Black Widow, Hawkeye, everyone's dealing with loss and is spending a lot of little character beats with them. And I really enjoyed that. It was a much slower paced film until the end, but it's not in-your-face action all the way through. There's not a lot of gigantic set pieces, except for the end. That's as far as I'm going to go in spoilers in this part of the review. But we do have a lot of fun stuff along the way, and like I said, every character has his time to shine, or her time to shine, and man, it was really well done. So what the Russos have done with this film is just taken it to the next level. It's truly epic in every sense of the word. What they created was a really amazing ending to the Infinity Saga, that 20-odd film run from Iron Man on to this film. It's a nice little ending chapter to the whole series. Phase 4 is next. I don't really know what's going to come. Well, we do kind of know, like the X-Men are back in the Marvel wheelhouse, so maybe it's going to be some X-Men stuff. But one of the things they did change in this film is they didn't have the end credit scene. There's nothing because this chapter is finished. There's no little lead-in, there's no build-up, there's no surprise for the next film. It's done, the chapter's closed. So you don't have to wait till the end credits because there's nothing there. A lot of people did stay behind, but a lot of us got up and left as well. So I'm glad I didn't have to sit there for another 20 minutes after a 3-hour marathon. I did need to go to the loo, but hey, perfectly fine. Overall, the movie was fantastic. It was a great second chapter to Infinity War. I felt the story was fully told in all its completion. Thanos was amazing. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, the whole lot. Everyone had a really good time, and what the Russos did, man, I really trust these guys with anything. They are remarkable filmmakers. So Avengers Endgame was fantastic. Go see it. It deserves to be seen on the big screen because what they do deliver us is just something that is spectacle. It really is. Okay, so that's my general abridged kind of thoughts on the film. Going to go into a few geekery, spoilery bits now because I just need to get these off my chest because wow, there's just so much cool stuff to talk about. So spoilers now, you are warned. Red flashing lights, neon flashing lights, spoilers, woot woot. I'll stop. So the movie opens with Hawkeye and his family on a farm and they're just having a little barbecue. And he's just shooting arrows with his daughter and suddenly they all turn to dust and he's on his own. And it was quite a really somber way to start. Infinity War was quite a downer of an ending. It was amazing. I loved it so much, but all the characters turning to dust and dying. We're just kind of reminded of that here in this first one because Hawkeye wasn't in Infinity War, so it's nice to catch up with him to see where he was, what he was doing, and the loss that he experienced. Kind of sets him off on a really dark journey. He becomes Ronin and starts executing all those who were survived, who don't deserve to be here, like all the criminals and all the underworld. It's his mission to destroy all these guys because we've lost half the universe. Why are they alive? So he takes it upon himself to go kill them. So he's got like a really cool story as a Ronin. And the Avengers managed to track down Thanos really quickly with the help of Nebula. So within the first 10 minutes, they've tracked Thanos down, confronted him, and chopped his head off. Thor decapitates Thanos within the first 10 minutes of the film. And that was quite a shock to me. I thought, okay, we're done with Thanos. We're moving on really, really quickly here. and then the movie jumps to 5 years later. And then this is where they kind of formulate the plan that the stones are gone. Stephen Lang turns up, Paul Rudd, who has been stuck in the quantum realm for the past 5 years, which to him feels like 5 hours, due to a wayward rat walking across some computer works, which generates the quantum realm into sending Ant-Man back into our reality. He turns up at the Avengers with a plan that with the quantum realm, with the time flux, they could potentially go into the quantum realm and come out of it again at a certain time period. So this is where they formulate the plan that they could go back to previous movies and get the stones and then create their own gauntlet and click and bring everyone back. So that's the genesis of the story. That's the main plot. So we do get amazing scenes where the Avengers, they kind of split up on their own little journeys. So Thor has to go back to Thor 2, and Cap, Iron Man, and Ant-Man go back to Avengers 1 for the Battle of New York, and they're trying to recover the Tesseract. And there's just a showcase of so much cool stuff. I mean, the scene where old Cap and Cap from New York meet and have a fight, that was amazing. Cap versus Cap action, incredible. Oh, and I forgot to talk about Mark Ruffalo. We have got Hulk all through this film. Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk in Infinity War had that first fight with Thanos, vanished for the rest of the film. This one, nothing but Hulk. No Banner, because it's been 5 years. Banner's worked on his condition, and we have got Smart Hulk in this one. Bruce Banner, his mind controlling the Hulk. So that was sick. Smart Hulk, it was incredible. The work they did, much like what they did with Thanos, with Josh Brolin, what they did with Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk, perfect. He just looked like big Mark Ruffalo painted green. He was incredible. So we had Smart Hulk in here. Thor has really let himself go. All the Asgardians who survived from Ragnarok and who survived the snap are now living on Earth at New Asgard, and Thor's kind of running the community, but he's a bit of a hermit now, hanging out and drinking beer all the time, and yeah, quite the beer gut. So really cool seeing Thor with the long dreads again, big bushy beard, and the dad bod. He was really rocking that. Other cool moments. Carol Danvers comes back with a new hairdo. Thor with Mjolnir. Thor gets his hammer back, and Stormbreaker as well. He's got the two of them. Captain America picks up Mjolnir. That was so sick. Oh, the loss of Black Widow. So Scarlett Johansson's character Black Widow sacrifices herself for the Soul Stone, just like Thanos did with Gamora in the first film. So the two kind of battle it out to see who's going to be the one to sacrifice themselves, and Black Widow wins. So she's dead and gone. I know she's got a film coming up. It's going to be a prequel film, I think. Well, it'll need to be because she didn't survive this one. So I'm not going to get too crazy, but all those little cool superhero moments in this film are incredible. And then the ending battle is just insane. It is epic as hell. And all the heroes eventually come back. Oh, man. It was quite a jaw-dropping, emotional send-off for the entire team, because the battle with Thanos at the end. And Thanos in this film, telling you what, he was badass. He was, in the first film, he had a mission. He was kind of sedate, single purpose, doing it for a good cause. In this one, he truly is the Mad Titan. He is quite a formidable foe, and it was really cool to see him throw down with the Avengers, because he didn't really do too much throwing down with the Avengers in the first film. In this one, there's some smackdown, and man, it was really, really cool to watch. So Simon and I were just geeking out all the way through this film, looking at each other, high-fiving and cheering and whooping, and there was so much cool stuff. Valkyrie was here. Pepper Potts puts on the Iron Man suit. Iron Spider, Doctor Strange was back. Oh, dude, so much emotion. And the ending of the film as well. So the loss of Tony Stark, he sacrifices himself. He gets the gauntlet, he gets the stones, and he does the snap with this iconic line, "I am Iron Man." Click. And then Thanos and his entire army are turned to dust. And then we have one last moment with Captain America, who's got to return all the stones to their proper time so that the timeline will continue on unaffected. And he goes back in time and doesn't come back. And we get a nice scene of between him and Falcon, where Falcon sees an old man sitting on a bench looking over the lake, and it's Cap. He's gone back in time and he stayed there and married the love of his life. He spent the rest of his life with Peggy, and now he's an old man, and he hands off the shield to Falcon, and they have a nice little one-on-one, and it was quite an emotional way to send off Chris and Robert. They're out. Cap's done. Iron Man's done. So what happens next is going to be anyone's guess. But wow. I suppose with Captain America, there's nothing stopping him having a period piece movie. I mean, if Chris Evans wants to come back, they could just do movies set in the 40s and the 50s maybe. If Captain America wants to, rear his mighty shield again. I don't know. But yeah, it was really quite emotional. Iron Man's death scene really, really got me. I was quite emotional with Pepper Potts just holding his hand. He couldn't talk, and she's just holding his hand and just telling him that, because he's got a daughter in this film, that they were going to be okay. He can rest now. And then he just kind of passes away. Dude, man, so sad. It was incredible. And then we had his funeral at the end. And pretty much anybody who has been in a Marvel's film ever was in this amazing cameo at the end, where the camera was just panning through groups of people. And one of the kids standing there, who Simon kind of said to me, "Who's that kid?" It was a little boy from Iron Man 3. He's a little bit bigger now, but he was there. I picked him right away. Quite proud of myself for that. But everyone who's done a Marvel film was in this scene at the end, and it was quite a send-off. And when the credits started, we'd have the character pose with the actor's name and then their autograph under the credits. So it was really quite an amazing send-off. And oh yeah, of course we got Stan Lee's cameo here too. He was in there. It was really sad to see him. But yeah, the movie was just so well done. It definitely did feel like a send-off, like the final one, the final chapter in the Marvel Universe as we know it. It was truly was the end game. So I need to see it again. I really do. I feel like I'm missing out on some of the stuff because it was just such a big epic battle at the end. There was just so much cool shit going on. You definitely need to watch it again to kind of pick up on all the nuances. Like I said, Doctor Strange was awesome. Scarlet Witch, man, her and Thanos' battle was insane. And just the high emotion and the stakes. And when the heroes who turned to dust in the last one reappeared, it was some really amazing stuff. It was quite incredible. Now, that's all I'm going to really kind of waffle on here in my little sit-down review. Simon and I did come out of the theatre quite ecstatic, and we turned the camera on and had a bit of a chat. So I'll throw to that and wind down my review from there. All right, take it over, guys.
Wait, I'll just come out from the background.
You got to pop over there? He's dabbing. I'm actually recording now, I think. Yeah, we're live, bro. Hey, so we just come out of Endgame, man. Holy shit. Okay, so just so you know, this is going to be some spoiler stuff, so I'll have this at the end of the video. So there's going to be some spoilers because, man, this was an amazing film. Come closer, bro.
Hey.
Exhausted, but holy shit.
Yeah.
What do you think, Simon? Was Endgame a cool movie?
Yeah, it was a cool movie, dude. It was better than I expected in like every way. Like so before I saw the movie, I thought that something got spoiled for me.
So you can say the bit because this is all going to be.
So I saw a clip of Cap lifting up Mjolnir, and I was like, no, I hope that's not like the very, very end or something.
On
it
YouTube.
Wasn't.
Yeah, YouTube.
I was like scrolling through YouTube and it came up, but
autoplay.
It didn't really affect my enjoyment of the movie, really.
Well, yeah, it was just a little screen grab, right?
Yeah.
Man, I had no clue what was going to go on, apart from, like I said at the beginning, with the behind the scenes photos of the New York battle. But yeah, it was not too spoilery. So the whole, and yeah, it's a time travel movie, guys. There was some time travel in this one, and it was freaking amazing. They kind of like revisited old movies. Come in close.
I really liked that because I thought I knew that they were going to do some sort of time travel. I figured, but I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. And I really liked the way that they did it, like how Ant-Man sort of was integral to, like, he came back and he was like, right, let's do this, and like he started the whole thing.
The quantum realm played a big part of this one.
Quantum realm.
But for like there was so many big moments in this film. Like it was a slow burn for me. Like doing all the recovering the stones for all the time travel was really interesting, but it wasn't like in your face exciting straight away. Not until the ending.
Hang on, let's go back a second. There's a truck. Thank you.
Shut up, truck.
What? Okay, we can cut that bit out. Yeah.
I'll just editing.
Nice.
My arm's getting sore.
What about that bit at the very, very start where they're like, Captain Marvel's like, we're going to go get Thanos, let's fucking do it. And they all jump in the ship, they just rock up, and they're like, what up? Poof, and then just like kill him.
Thanos is dispatched in like literally the first 10 minutes of the movie. Oh, it was incredible.
Thor was like, what's that? What's that? And like cuts his head off.
The stones are gone, they kill Thanos, and then it's like, okay, we need to recover the stones and save the day. But I didn't think it was going to be like 5 years later.
Yeah, there was a massive time jump, which was cool.
Tony Stark had a daughter now. And straight away I thought, that's his reason, that's his anchor. He doesn't want to change time now. He's got a kid. so he's emotionally invested in keeping things the way they are.
I think that was actually really sad. Like I started to cry when that was happening.
Oh man, there's so many emotional beats.
Because Pepper rocks up in like the rescue suit and she's like, "It's okay, you can rest now." And I was like,
I'm gonna be very precarious.
"You gonna rest?"
Oh,
there you go.
Don't drop the camera. It's like super heavy. I could feel my arms shaking.
You can see the microphone shaking.
I know. I was like, this is a heavy rig.
Yeah.
So okay, big ending. This definitely felt like a finale as well. We did lose Robert Downey Jr. in this one. Tony Stark. I hope there's no spoilers, everyone, but we do lose Tony Stark in this one. He does die, and Captain America goes back in time and stays there to spend his life with Peggy.
Called it.
He picked this one. He actually suggested that that's what his theory was at the beginning, that Captain America would go back in time and stay there and spend his life with Peggy.
I was like, I think there's something there.
Peggy
and then
Sue.
like all throughout the movie there was little hints, like he was looking at he had like the little Peggy watch.
Yeah, because she was running through all his movies, the love of his life, and it's really nice ending for him that he got to bookend his story and go back to Peggy and like his little old man at the end.
I didn't want to laugh, but in that part I was just like, fucking give it up. Give it up.
Boom.
Yeah.
But I really thought when we saw Cap sitting on the edge of the lake just looking out, we didn't see him. I thought they'd actually sent back little Steve Rogers
from
the first one.
Little,
I thought it was just little young Steve Rogers, but no, it's little old Steve Rogers. But I thought they sent little Steve Rogers back for some reason. I don't know.
He's going to be the new Cap.
So it's going to be Bucky, right? Bucky's going to be the new Cap?
No. Falcon,
right?
Definitely the new
How good
Cap.
was... Okay, so... I'm going to talk about more in depth later on when I get home. There's so much going on, but man, it was an amazing movie. Our theatre was full. It was a 10 a.m. session on a Monday morning. It was full. I couldn't even get any popcorn. The candy bar was sold out. I mean, first time ever, no popcorn at the movies.
Let's talk about that. That's worse than how busy the movie was, that there was no popcorn.
I had no munchies.
When does that ever happen? Like, this movie is ridiculously large.
A 10 a.m. session on a Monday morning sold out of popcorn.
School holidays as well. Man. I guess kids like popcorn.
The kids get back. Oh, this kid does.
What's your rating?
Oh, 10 out of 10. This is freaking epic. This was like a big conclusion to the whole Marvel franchise, man.
Yeah.
It was a send-off. Like even the closing credits, we had the picture of the actor with their signature in the credits.
Oh, that was sick, actually. I love that.
The Stan Lee cameo was cool.
Yeah, in the 70s?
Yeah. I'll give it a 10.
No, there's birds behind us.
I definitely need to see this one again. It's not one that you can just rush straight back into right away.
Yeah, like I'm meant to be going to see it on Friday. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
And one thing I will say, that the Thanos in Infinity War versus the Thanos in this one, he is way more ferocious and vicious in this film.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. In the first one, I kind of understood it. I felt sorry for him. This one,
he had a purpose.
You're an arsehole,
and this one, he was
off.
he was just a maniac, and he was really. No, we can swear, fuck yeah. But in this one, he was a really menacing villain, and he kicked ass all over the place. And Thor, dad bod.
Dude, I love like cool Thor with the sunglasses and like he was like the Big Lebowski.
Dad bod Thor. It made me feel so much better about myself.
But Ragnarok characters had there as well.
Mjolnir comes back. He's got Stormbreaker. You had both of them. Cap picks up Mjolnir.
Can we quickly talk about that? Because when they were in,
you can talk
again, massive spoilers, in when they went back to Asgard, and like they went back in, back in time, and they were like there, and Thor's like, wait a second, boo, and he like held out his hand and got Mjolnir.
Yeah.
What happens now? Like the Thor that was
that's my point.
Yeah. That didn't really make sense.
So the Thor in the Dark World, where that scene was set, hasn't got his hammer, right?
I guess, yeah.
That's confusing.
Best bit when Cap and Thor were like both wielding the
throwing
hammers.
down.
They had Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
And throwing down against Thanos.
Oh, dude, amazing.
One thing I didn't notice, Loki vanished.
Yeah, what?
Loki had the Tesseract and he vanished.
Where did he go?
Into his own TV series.
But maybe now that doesn't make sense either.
Come back in, man. You're out of it. No, he's getting a Loki TV series, right?
That doesn't make any sense because he stole it, but then they went back further in time and got it again. So maybe now he doesn't have it.
I don't know, man. But we didn't leave. We left before the credits, so we don't know if there's a stinger at the end.
And he's not even good Loki.
He was like short-haired Loki.
He's like original Avengers Loki, so
exactly.
he hasn't learned any lessons.
Yeah, a lot of the scenes were set in that first movie. Oh. So, what do you rate it? I give it a 10. It was freaking amazing.
I'm going to give it a 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I said it when we finished the movie, I think it's the best MCU movie ever. and like the whole time I was just like, oh, like I cried, I laughed.
When
Thor dabbed.
Yeah, when all the heroes come back at the end. Hulk dabbed. But when all the heroes come back at the end, it was all the emotional beats were hit.
Yeah.
Tony sacrificing himself with his snap. I am Iron Man.
That was sick. That was so good.
It's just such a noisy environment.
Dude.
But anyway, I'm going to go home and do a much more
directional mic. That's what this is.
I'm hoping this is working beautifully.
Yeah.
But we're both hungry. That was a long movie. 10 o'clock session. Come out. It's just
it's like 1:30.
Oh, it's 1:30 now. We're hungry, boys. I didn't get my popcorn, so had to go get some food and go home and see the wife and do a whole afternoon of editing. Peace. So yeah, we enjoyed the movie. This will probably be the end of the video, I think. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next one. He's dabbing. It's not a thing. Bye.
Bye.